Guys, another Skyrim mod review video for the special edition, and I gotta keep it 100. This one is probably gonna be short because the mods that are showcased in this video, in my opinion, are just trash. They're just absolutely trash, and I'm gonna show you why. Okay, so the first mod up is a mask of Lightning, a character from Final Fantasy 13, and it says that Lightning is a character with the name Claire Farron. She is a fictional character from Square Enix's Final Fantasy 13. She first appeared as a playable character and a protagonist in the role-playing video game, in which she features as a resident of the artificial world Cocoon. Now, this mask, the quality looks okay. It looks like it was a direct rip, but it's not rigged at all. So when you wear it, your face won't move. It just has this blank stare, actually kind of creepy if you stare at it too long, and there's this obvious neck seam that it just seemed like the creator didn't bother to do anything about to fix. So I'm just going to show this one off, and then we're going to move on to the next mod real quick, which is a follower. Now, I've searched Nexus high and low. I've searched for the most recent mods, and I just could not find a male follower at all. It's like the Nexus is just full of these who just want to constantly make female followers over and over and over. I'm telling you, I could not find a single male follower. So I just kept scrolling as far back as I can until I came across this orc follower. Now, this guy's name is Basho Traa. He is an orc, and he can be found in Riften's inn, known as the Bee and Barb. Now, when I first saw this guy, I didn't even recognize that it was him at first because he has this really pale skin, which is unusual for an orc, and he wasn't wearing his armor. He had like normal tavern clothes, and I gotta say, this guy likes to drink a lot. When I first saw him, he just kept downing shots over and over and over, and so after I asked him to follow me, then he donned his armor and he looked more familiar. So when I went into battle with this guy, I was expecting, oh, this guy's gonna kick ass. He's got an orc greatsword, no one best in orc, you know what I'm saying? They're the like mightiest warriors of Tamriel, and I was just expecting this to be a cakewalk. So I'm running in over to this camp with bandits, and as we're approaching it, this big old dragon comes out from Elemental Dragons, and that mod is crazy ridiculously unbalanced, and I kind of wish I didn't add it to my game. I cannot wait till I beat this game on this playthrough so I can remove that mod. But anyway, this guy would not help me at all. It just seemed like he wanted to just use his wooden arrow that was a piece of crap as opposed to using his orcish greatsword. Now, I'm watching this guy fight. I'm trying to let him do his thing, and he's having so much trouble taking down this troll, so I had to go in there and help him. And then when I went to go fight the dragon, this guy was just nowhere to be found. And I think a lot of it to blame is on the fact that he had this weak wooden bow that he just kept favoring over the greatsword. So we're fighting this dragon. You're gonna see as I'm speaking to you about this. We're fighting this dragon, and he's got all these crazy OP powers, and my armor is like spec'd out really high, and I'm still no match for this guy. And since we're not putting out enough damage to this dragon, he's like flying around and he's aggroing all the other creatures in the field, and then my game actually freaking crashed. So I try to fight this dragon 2 times. The first time I try to fight him, it crashed, and then the second time I try to fight him, we just got bodied. And yeah, that's about it. So I gave up after the second try. I didn't even want to try it again. So I decided, let's go to the Ember Shard mine, because this is a mine that I like to go to when I'm testing out a new follower, because it's not much space where you could run, and the enemies aren't super strong, so it's just a good way to show off how good the follower is in combat and what they like to do and what their preferences are. So before we even entered the mine, I gave this guy my strongest sword, the Divine Slasher, and as we're approaching enemies, he still preferred to use the wooden bow instead of the dang Divine Slasher. So I'm assuming that the person who created this mod, which is Shade Blade 170-126, this guy probably didn't add any AI data, or he probably used some unfinished AI data, because this guy just constantly kept getting me frustrated. Like, he would just run in the opposite direction of the enemies, and it'd be archers just shooting at him, and he's not doing anything about it. And he just was not an orc. Like, he was an orc, but this is not how an orc is supposed to fight. He was so much of a coward and an idiot. I don't know which one he was more of, but he was definitely both. And so I just decided to take it upon myself to just finish the enemies off. Because we already seen enough of this guy to know what he's about. Okay, so moving along, this next mod is an immersive mod, and it's pretty cool. It's not something that I'm gonna use to keep in my build right away, but it is something that I would probably like to use in the future when I'm doing a more immersive playthrough. And this mod is called Go to Sleep. Excuse me, it's actually called Go to Bed, and the mod is made by Andrello. So what this mod does is, it's pretty simple. When you go to sleep in vanilla Skyrim, you just approach a bed and use the action button on the bed, and you choose how many hours you want to sleep, and the screen will usually just fade to black, the hours will pass, and then you just reappear in the same position that you was when you approached the bed. Now this mod changes that. When you approach the bed to use the action button to go to sleep, your character will actually perform this animation in which they will go sit down on the bed, and then they'll lie down in it and close their eyes, and then you can activate the action button again to choose how many hours you want to sleep. And then once the hours pass and your character wakes up, they will then get out of bed and proceed to do what they usually do. So it's pretty immersive, and I can see a lot of people using this. So that's actually pretty much it, guys. I wanted to go over something that wasn't so, over sexualized and slutty, and I just really could not find anything good. So if you know of anything else that's not, over sexualized and nice and immersive, just let me know, and I'll try to check that mod out myself if I haven't already. Until next time, guys, peace.